Welcome to Robots versus Vampires. I'm Adrian Smith, and
I'm Julia Jones.
And we are so glad you could join us today for this deep dive
Into a world
of aura readers
and energy vampires.
Yeah, this one's pretty wild. So in this cyberpunk world, we find ourselves in the night market.
You can imagine it.
Yeah.
All the sensory overload.
Oh, yeah.
Smells of fried food.
Neon lights.
Buzzing signs. Crowds bustling.
It's a very
energy everywhere.
It's a very common setting in cyberpunk, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of goes with some of those key themes of cyberpunk, like societal divisions and...
Right, and the impact of technology on everyday life.
Yeah. And in the middle of all of this is our protagonist, Lana.
Lana.
She's an aura reader.
Okay. So she sees...
She can see...
colors. Yeah, swirling colors around people that reveal their emotions and intentions.
So it's like emotional X-ray vision.
Kind of.
That's pretty cool.
But it also makes her a target.
For
energy vampire.
Yeah. So you see this concept a lot, from folklore to modern fantasy.
Yeah.
It's this idea that someone can like drain your energy.
Yeah. And it's not just like
kind of at the base.
Not just like being tired. It's like they're literally taking something from you.
Yes, exactly. So one night.
Oh, boy.
Lana's walking through a dark alley.
Okay.
And she's sensing something's wrong.
Oh.
She sees a sickly yellow aura, like a real telltale sign of an energy vampire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he thinks he's got the upper hand.
Okay.
But he underestimates Lana.
I like her already.
Me too.
What does she do?
So she takes this dumpster.
The dumpster.
A dumpster, which in this world apparently gives off like this psychic stench.
Really?
Yeah, it's like overwhelming for aura readers.
Okay.
So she slams the dumpster into the vampire.
Talk about turning trash into treasure.
Right. But she doesn't stop there. She's got another trick up her sleeve.
Let me guess. Glitter bombs.
Yes. Glitter bombs.
I knew it. Full of?
Iron filings and crushed quartz crystals.
Why those things?
Well, it's pretty clever. It disrupts their aura sight.
So she's using like everyday materials, but to disrupt this like supernatural ability.
Exactly.
Wow.
Smart.
Yeah. So she gets away.
Okay, good for her.
But as she's running, she realizes someone was watching.
Oh, creepy.
I know.
Who is it?
So a figure emerges from the shadows.
Okay.
With this very controlled, powerful aura.
What is this, like a good guy, bad guy?
Well, this is a guardian.
A guardian?
Yeah, sworn to protect aura wielders.
Okay, so they're like the protectors. Yeah. Are there a lot of them?
It's not really clear, but you get this sense that there's this long-standing conflict.
Okay.
A hidden war between guardians and energy vampires.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is getting good.
I know, right?
So this guardian, what does he say to Lana? He tells her about a prophecy.
A prophecy?
Yeah.
What does it say?
That she has a crucial role to play in the shifting balance of power.
Oh, boy. Talk about pressure.
Right.
I mean, she just wants to survive right now.
Yeah, she's very much like, I just want to get by day to day.
So she's not really...
She's not interested in this grand prophecy.
Yeah.
But the Guardian's message is clear. Like, whether she likes it or not, she's in the middle of it now.
Lana's life just got a whole lot more complicated.
It definitely did.
So she needs to upgrade her skills. Iron filings and dumpsters aren't going to cut it anymore.
Nope. She needs a new plan.
Oh, we'll see what Lana does when we return for part 2 of Robots versus Vampires. So Lana's at a crossroads now. She's been thrust into this hidden world, and now she's got a prophecy hanging over her head.
Yeah, it's a lot to process. A lot of people listening can probably relate to that feeling, like suddenly realizing there's a whole other layer of reality beneath the surface.
Right. So what does she do? Does she just give up?
No. She starts digging for information. She wants to know what she's up against.
Makes sense. Knowledge is power. Right.
Exactly. So she's looking into all the myths and legends surrounding aura wielders, trying to understand this conflict between guardians and energy vampires.
Yeah.
She finds out this war has been going on for centuries, like a constant struggle for power between those who feed on psychic energy and those who protect it.
There are some real-world parallels there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
This whole idea of exploitation versus protection.
Yeah.
The struggle for resources and dominance, we see that everywhere.
We do. But Lana also learns that the Guardians, they're not just sitting around protecting people, they're warriors.
Really?
Yeah. trained to fight energy vampires. They use a combination of ancient techniques and modern technology.
So they've got the best of both worlds.
Right.
What about their abilities?
Well, they have incredible strength, speed, and they can control their own auras. Makes them pretty formidable opponents.
And the energy vampires, are they just as tough?
Oh, yeah. They're cunning, manipulative, driven by this insatiable hunger for psychic energy.
And they can blend into society, right?
Exactly. Makes you wonder if maybe there are some energy vampires lurking in our world, too.
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Of course, but think about it. Those people who drain your energy leave you feeling exhausted after talking to them.
Yeah, I know a few people like that.
Right. But back to Lana. She realizes that knowledge is important, but it's not enough.
She needs to be able to defend herself.
Exactly. She needs to upgrade her skills. Those glitter bombs were a good start.
Yeah, but a little messy, maybe.
And not always reliable. So she starts experimenting with new materials, new techniques, trying to push the boundaries of her aura-based weaponry.
It's like she's a tech-savvy witch, combining ancient wisdom with cutting-edge technology. Very cyberpunk.
Very cyberpunk. And she starts creating these incredible devices.
That kind of devices.
Things that amplify her aura reading abilities and disrupt the energy fields of her enemies. She's basically becoming a one-woman army.
That's pretty badass.
It is. But all this activity, it's attracting attention. Not just from the energy vampires, other aura wielders. They've been in hiding, but they hear whispers of what Lana's doing.
So she's becoming like a symbol of hope?
Yeah, they see her as a potential leader, someone who can stand up to the energy vampires.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is. But as she gathers these allies and prepares for the fight, she can't shake this feeling that this is just the beginning.
The prophecy's still out there.
Looming over her.
What role will she ultimately choose to play? Will she follow the path laid out by the Guardians, or will she forge her own destiny?
We'll have to find out when we return for the final part of Lana's story. But until then, think about this. If you suddenly discovered you had a unique ability and a dangerous destiny, what path would you choose?
We're back, and Lana has really come a long way from hiding in the shadows.
She has.
Now she's leading the charge.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
And that prophecy. Remember, well, it's all starting to come together.
Okay.
It seems Lana might be more than just your average aura reader.
There's a power within her.
Interesting.
Both the Guardians and the energy vampires are taking notice.
So they're all fighting over her.
In a way, yeah. The Guardians think she can bring balance,
Okay.
while the energy vampires see her as a threat to their power.
That's a lot of pressure for one person.
And the whole prophecy thing, it's so mysterious.
Yeah.
Cryptic versus different interpretations.
Right.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces.
It really makes you think, though, about these prophecies and stories.
Yeah.
Are they set in stone, or can someone defy their fate?
What do you think?
Well, Lana's not waiting around to find out. She's taking matters into her own hands.
I like that.
And she realizes she can't fully trust either side.
Both the Guardians and the energy vampires have their own agendas.
Right. They're not necessarily looking out for her best interests.
So she makes a bold move.
What's that?
She forms her own faction.
Really?
Yeah, a group of aura wielders who are done with the old rules.
That's pretty awesome. I know, right? It's this mix of different personalities with all sorts of abilities. They come together because they want safety and freedom.
It's kind of a found family trope you see in stories.
Is.
They find strength and support in each other.
And Lana becomes their mentor.
Wow.
Yeah. She teaches them what she's learned about aura manipulation and survival.
So they start taking the fight to the energy vampires.
Exactly. They disrupt their operations, rescue captives.
Okay.
It's a real guerrilla campaign. They're hitting the vampires where it hurts.
I bet the vampires aren't too happy about that.
Not at all. But Lana's reputation grows with every success.
Of course.
She becomes this symbol of hope for aura wielders everywhere.
But the vampires are determined to stop her.
Right. They want to crush this rebellion.
And the Guardians, what about them?
They're sympathetic to Lana's cause.
Yeah.
But they're still bound by their traditions. They urge caution.
I see.
But Lana realizes that sometimes you need to fight fire with fire.
It's a classic dilemma, tradition versus change.
So the stage is set for a final showdown, Lana and her allies against the full force of the energy vampires.
Wow.
This is it. The fate of the night market and maybe all aura wielders hangs in the balance.
As the story wraps up, we're left with so many questions. Did Lana fulfill the prophecy, or did she defy it and forge her own path?
That's the real question, isn't it?
And what does it mean to be a hero in a world where the lines between good and evil are so blurred?
It's something to think about for sure.
So what did you think about Lana's journey? What resonated with you the most?
We want to know.
What did you learn about leadership, destiny, and fighting for what you believe in?
It's been a wild ride through this neon-drenched world of aura readers, energy vampires, and prophecies.
And it's also raised some interesting questions about our own world.
The fight for a better future is always happening, even if it's not against energy vampires.
Yeah, it's true.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Robots versus Vampires.
Don't forget to rate, follow, and share the show with your friends.
And until next time, keep those auras bright.
And your glitter bombs handy.